To order, we do have a quorum now. So approval of the December 14th minutes. Do we have a motion? Oh crap, I forgot there's people online. We have two people who are on the phone, Brian Elsasser and Danny Phelan. Do we have a vote to let them join us today? Motion on Steve, second on Sharon. All those in favor? Aye. Now a vote for the approval of minutes for December 14th. Motion to approve the minutes. Rob, second from Jennifer. Any questions on the minutes or comments? Yeah, Nate?
I was present at the meeting because I brought chips for the banquet. So I know I was here. I might have skated in a few minutes late, but I did vote in favor of it. Just
do we need to amend the moment?
Typically, we just note the corrections, and
Right.
then you can, I guess, technically be.
it is an election year. I wouldn't want my voting record to be questioned.
It's the first thing I look at when I look at the minutes is whether I was there or not.
So you just vote.
As amended without having. Okay. So we will correct that that Nathan Hare was present, not absent. Yeah, Rob. For the special meeting, right? I think everyone was eating, I guess.
That may be my error because I think I was supposed to take notes and I may have missed people as they came in that night, so I apologize.
Okay, so Rob, Jennifer, and Nathan were all here for that meeting. We don't know if Brandy was there or not, so we'll have to see. We will check on that. So all those in favor of approving the motion as corrected, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right, motion carries. So the first items are our workforce report and our vacancy report. We did make some changes to the workforce report, so I believe Angela and Andre are going to discuss that. Please come up.
So the first two boxes in your bottom two boxes on the workforce report is going to be the same that you're used to seeing from our previous reports. But then we worked with Andre and Brittany with our DEI and kind of were looking at, taking into consideration some of your comments related to different goals and kind of looking at how to incorporate that into our workforce. So Andre's going to kind of explain where we're kind of going and what we're looking at, and then those would be those two middle boxes that you see in your workforce report.
Thank you, Angela, and good afternoon, everyone. In concert with Human Resources and our DEI unit, and based off your feedback, we are working towards the goals of establishing hiring goals. The overarching goal for our DEI unit and our Human Resources Department is to have an internal workforce that reflects the demographics of Peoria County per the most recent census of 2022. So what you'll notice here in the middle of the report, we still have gender and race and ethnicity, but now we have also added the age demographic chart that you'll see. And the data there, it compares where we are internally as an organization, that is the blue, and then the orange reflects its comparison to the county based off of the most recent census in 2022. So this allows us to see how we're tracking as we continue to look at our year over year and our hiring trends for the organization in comparison to the demographics of the county as a whole.
Any questions or comments? The only comment I have is that as you look at 55 plus years, our community population is going to have people above the retirement age, and so it's not surprising to see a larger number there. Steve?
And I would probably note on the 17 to 24, kind of similar because 17-year-old, 18-year-olds are normally in the retail, fast food, other type. So as a metric, we don't normally hire in those categories, maybe an intern, but so that lower half of the 17 to 24 is not really our target employment range.
Other questions or comments? All right, the vacancy snapshot.
Sure. The vacancy snapshot, again, you're used to seeing that. This was the newest version based upon our 2024 budgeted FTE numbers. So we worked to try to get everything that departments have requested for that additional FTE, and that was budgeted. So those in that budget column should reflect that. And then obviously your filled and your vacant correspond with those columns. And then in the green highlighted, that's from the previous month.
Any questions or comments? Yeah, Steve.
I would ask Angela to look at the auditor. I think for the 2024 number we have should be a 0 for budget. That's my assumption, unless I'm reading that incorrect.
Okay.
That's just a correction. Thanks.
Any other questions, comments? All right, to our only resolution today, the approval of the collective bargaining agreement. Do we have a motion to put this on the floor? Jennifer, second. Rob, I assume that Shauna, you're going to cover this.
I will. We have Monica on the phone as well if there's any specific questions. And Monica, if I leave anything out, feel free to jump in. So we, as you know, we have been negotiating with the AFSCME Health Unit at the Health Department, and we reached a tentative agreement in early to mid-December. With the holiday schedule and all of that, the union met to ratify the first week of January. They have done so. We did, Monica had slated a Board of Health meeting for last night that obviously got canceled due to weather. I believe that's rescheduled to the 29th. Is that right, Monica?
It is.
Okay, so they will meet to ratify on the 29th, which will be prior to the county board meeting on February 8th. So this is a 4-year deal with a 3% wage increase in each year of the 4 years. In this particular contract, we did not do a signing bonus, but we did do a performance-based bonus where employees could receive up to $1,000 based upon their evaluations. And the funding for this, in addition to the resolution before you, not only ratifies the contract, but appropriates the funding for that contract. So a lot of these positions are grant-funded positions, so they run on a calendar year of, not on a calendar year, excuse me, on a July 1 to June 30th grant cycle year for the state grants. And so the funding mechanism would be the Health Department fund balance. So this resolution also appropriates $32,000 for a little over $32,000 in fiscal year 23, and then approximately $203,000 in fiscal year 24 out of the Health Department reserves to pay for those wage increases. And then we have another up to $61,000 in the general fund to cover that bonus in 2024. So I'm happy to answer any questions, or Monica, if you have anything you'd like to add.
I would just add, if you can hear me, that the allocation for 2024 does seem significant, and it's to recognize that we did do a reclassification of our staff in preparation for the new building so that we have alignment in terms of a centralized intake.
All right, are there any questions for Shauna or Monica? Okay, all those in favor, vote aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. And then I believe we are at you for the review of executive session minutes.
Sure. So it remains the recommendation of the state's attorney's office that all previously held executive minutes continue to be held, as the need of confidentiality does still exist, but also to destroy the executive session audio recordings that are more than 2 years old, except for those that relate to pending litigation.
Do we need to make a motion?
And yeah, you all will move and second and adopt that recommendation.
Do we have a motion? Nate, a second. Camille, all those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right, motion carries. Is there any public comment? I don't see members of the public here. Any miscellaneous? All right, move to adjourn. Thanks, guys.